Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye and this is my world. Okay, today's topic is surviving a loveless connection. Surviving a loveless connection. Okay, before we get started, I want to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all of the new viewers. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. And welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now, those of you who are new to this channel, I will answer your relationship questions. So at the end of the video, I'll show you a link where you can send in your questions. And I will either answer them privately through the email, or I will share them online with the collective. And it can be your decision. And those of you who are interested in these caps, they are now available in my online store. So just go down to the description all the way to the bottom and you'll see a link that says online store. Just click on that link and there you have it. Okay, now it's time for our affirmation for today. Here it is. I am following my passion and finding my purpose. Okay, ladies. I am following my passion and finding my purpose. Ladies, many times your purpose in life, the reason why you are here, is connected with your passion. With your passion. Now me, I am a natural humanitarian, an Aquarian. Okay, that's me. And for me to be helping humanity is my purpose for being here. Okay, so ladies, this is what I want you to think about all day. Following your passion, and finding your purpose. Okay, ladies. All right. Now, let's dive into the message today. All right. And the message was inspired by a letter that came in. So we're going to dive into the letter and then talk about this issue. Okay? All right, here we go. This is a young lady that says, with a man. I have been with a man for 7 years now. In what appears to be a more business relationship than a loving partnership. I do not fault him for everything that is contributing to the unhappiness I have been experiencing for the last few years, but I have always felt there was something off, and the gap between us seems as though it's growing wider. The only way I can properly describe it is that he is void of much of any loving emotional feelings. He never touches me, holds my hand, tells me he loves me, but rather says he expresses his love in his actions. He has done a lot for me, but only financially. Okay, apparently that's the way he shows his love, through giving gifts. You see, that is a love language, giving gifts. Okay, maybe your love language is through touch. You understand? That's where the disconnect is happening here. His love language is different from yours. Okay, he had helped me in purchasing a vehicle about 4 years ago, when I did not have the entire cash payment for it. And recently, we have bought a home together. Him putting in 90% of the down payment. I am on the deed along with him. Good for you. Okay. He has been generous and makes about 3 to 4 times what I make. I am collecting SS, I guess it's Social Security, work part-time, do all the cleaning, laundry, and cook us a meal almost every night. Well, let me see. Are you married to this man? Okay. All right. It seems like you're doing wifely duties. Okay. I am grateful and appreciative of his financial contribution and have let him know that I pay for half of all the expenses in the home, utilities, homeowners insurance, repairs, taxes, etc. He has always liked giving me attention, sometimes not even looking or talking to me when we are in the same room. I have always had to initiate any form of affection, suggestions of going out to dinner, or any other activities we might engage in. Okay, well, some men are like this. They're not really forthcoming. He spends more time loving on our dog or going off in another room to be alone. It seems he can demonstrate his love for the dog without any issues, petting, hugging, doing whatever the dog wants him to do, kisses him, and tells him what a good boy he is. If I could only get any portion of what he displays to the dog, I'd be ecstatic. I'm gonna stop right here, and I'm chuckling because a man broke up with me because of a dog one time. I think it's ridiculous, and I told him I thought it was ridiculous. But you know what? He was no good anyway, so good. But what it was is he wanted this dog to be like his woman to me. The dog had to sleep in the bed with him, and I refused to even go near that. You understand? When we were in the car together, the dog had to sit shotgun. He wanted me to sit in the back. You understand? It was a crazy situation. And I told him, no, you and your dog, y'all be happy together because I am out. It wasn't a relationship. It was more of a friendship, maybe going into a relationship. We were just on the friendship side. But yeah, he's kissing on the dog kissing on him. And then this was a big dog that he had. It was no little dog, no hand dog. It was a big dog. And the dog would hump him. And he thought it was funny. I said, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm not about this. So I understand about the dog. All right? Lately, the feeling I have of loneliness and not being appreciated for all I do for him has become tiring and hurtful. I feel I deserve better from a relationship with some form of normalcy or not have one at all. It is becoming too much to bear. And I often feel depressed. Yeah, when I was with Dog Man, I didn't let it get that far for me to even affect me. It affected him when I walked away and told him to forget it. You understand? When these red flags come up, ladies, walk away. Don't stay and be hurt and depressed and think it's going to change. It's not. It's not. He's showing you what it is right here. Him and his dog, and they just have you there to clean up after them probably. Now, he helps you out financially because he wants you to stay there. You can look at that like payment for your services. Okay? All right. Let's see. How does one continue to try to love someone when it is not returned? I truly wonder if he has ever loved me at all. You know what? Maybe not. He's not showing that he loves you. You understand? Now, like I said, and you said that he contributes financially. And plus, here you are, you have purchased a home together. Okay? Let's bring that back up to the surface. You have purchased a home with this dog man. Okay. All right. Which means that you have accepted everything that comes along with him. You understand? If you just purchased a home, you in it for the long haul. And I haven't gotten to the end of your letter, but I want you to understand that you cannot change him. You cannot change anything about him. He is who he is going to be. You understand? You can only change yourself. All right, so let's see what else you say here. The real issue is that I feel stuck. I certainly, in this economy, cannot afford to live on my own anymore. Well then, if that's the way you see it, and what you have accepted is your reality, this is what I want you to understand. You said it right here in this economy that you cannot afford to live on your own. It's already come out your mouth. All right? I am putting money aside every month, but it would take me years to have enough to live on my own. Well, it sounds to me like you're making excuses because of the bed that you made. You accepted this dog, man. You accepted him. Understand? And you're even buying a home together. This is just the beginning. Just the beginning. I am contemplating making a move to Florida to perhaps share living expenses with my best friend of 60 years. But I am not sure how I will pan out without having the initial money to do so. I am on the current home deed as a joint tenant and entitled to 50% of the home if it were sold, or he could buy me out. I think he may not be cooperative, and it may end up in court. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will end up in court, which would be a very unpleasant thing to have to go through. I would prefer it to be friendly and fair in going our separate ways. Okay, so I guess you just bought this home recently, which means that you don't have any equity in it or anything. You understand? It's just right now, it's a liability. It's not an asset. It's a liability. Okay. Now, you say he makes 3 or 4 times what you make, and he and his dog may decide to keep the home, and you move out. You understand? He may give you some money to go on your way. This is something that you can approach him about and discuss with him about it and see how he stands on that. Okay? I do not believe his lack of affection or ability to have a normal, loving partnership with me is due to him having another woman. It doesn't matter whether he is engaged with another woman or not. If he is not loving you, that's the issue. If he is not stepping up to the plate and being the partner that you expected him to be, then it's no good. It's no good. You're going to live the rest of your life coming up with excuses for him why he's treating you the way that he's treating you because you feel stuck in your new home with him. Okay? Maybe your home is big enough that you both can live in the home separately. Have you ever thought about that? I did do a video on living together apart. I think that was the title of the video. Maybe you need to check that out. Because there are couples out here who are together. You know, they own property together. And they live in the same house, some of them. But they live their lives apart. And some of them, you know, they don't live in the same house if they're married. But you two are like you're married because of this home situation. Okay? This home situation. He has had relationships prior to me that sound nearly identical to how he treats me. Well, if you knew this, why did you get involved with him? If you knew that how he did his other relationships, what made you get involved with him? Okay, you should have backed away if you knew this what his pattern was. Okay. I do not get any gut feelings he is having an affair and have never caught him in any lies. Okay. I would describe him as a flat line personality with me. Though he is polite and cheerful in the company of any of my family or friends, but he can only take my people for a few hours. Then he becomes bored. Okay, he's not a people person. That's what it sounds. He's not a people person. Okay? We have been known to take separate cars when visiting someone, so he can leave out when he feels like it. He doesn't seem like a good companion for you either. You know what? And I know you saw these signs before you went into that home situation with him. But you probably ignored it because you had your eyes set on a new home. You know, a lot of times this happens. We overlook a lot of red flags because we're focusing on, the future. What we may have in the future. You understand? And not concentrating on what's going on in the present. Because what's going on in the present is going to affect your future. You understand? Okay. He has 2 grown daughters and several grandchildren whom he rarely contacts, but has a cordial relationship when they do speak on the phone. He never sends birthday cards or makes any calls to them on special occasions. And of course, I never receive a card from him on my birthday either. Something about cards, he states, not necessary, even when he knows I would enjoy getting one once in a while. Well, it seems like he's not interested really in pleasing you. That's what it sounds like. If he knows that you enjoy something and he's unwilling to provide it, you see, he's not interested in what you like. You understand? Whatever he does for you is it. And now since he's got you into this home, in his mind, that's probably it. Because you already said that you're going to go half on everything else, the utilities, the insurance, and all that. Look at it. You're going into a situation with this man, and it doesn't even look like you're married to him. This is just some sort of relationship. Okay? You, him, and a dog. Okay? All right. Now, here's the thing. You can't change this man. I'll say it again. You can only change yourself. But the thing about it, you have accepted him so far. How long you say 7 years? You have accepted his bad behavior for 7 years. What, now you're tired of it? Is that it? Let's see. Can we get down to what your question is? What does a person do when they are wanting out of a loveless relationship? Leave, but cannot afford to go elsewhere. Well, look, I hate to tell you that you put yourself in this trap. You understand? But you can get out. You can get out of it, but you need to be real about it. Do you really want to get out? Understand? Because once you start that ball rolling, you can't stop it. It's going to keep rolling. Understand? It's not like I have a family member who I can stay with until I get more financially able. So there is really nowhere else to go. I appreciate your opinion. Okay, well, I hope that's not the situation, because when a man feels like you have no place else to go, a lot of times this is when, now you didn't say he was abusive, but he's neglectful. You understand? He's not affectionate to you. He's not loving to you, which means there's no love there. Maybe he just needed somebody to be with him, to help him to go into a home. He needs somebody to clean the home and help him pay half of the bills. There's some men who will hook up with women just for that, to get him in the home. You understand? Now, you say he makes a lot of money. He makes more than you, you know. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of things can change in life. A lot of things can change in life. What's going to happen if he loses his job? What's going to happen to you? Because you have put all of your power into his hands. All of it. Okay. You did say you have a little social security. Was it you? Yeah. You said you had a little social security and part-time work. Okay. If you want to leave this relationship and to get your life on track and to be self-sufficient and self-supporting, what do? You have to get on your spiritual path. You have to start your spiritual journey, because number one, you got to build yourself up again, because you have no power. You want to find your power, your self-esteem, your value again before you do anything else, because this will be your strength. And plus, if you're on your spiritual path and meditating every day, the divine will lead you to financial independence. And it may not always be what you think. You understand? The universe is in charge of all wealth, and wealth flows abundantly in the universe. There's no shortage. You understand? But you need to tap into it if you desire to be financially free. And that's what you need. You need to have your own financial independence from this man or any man. This is why I tell you, ladies, quit running out trying to find some man to support you. When you do that, you only trapping yourself. Trapping yourself. And here you are in a loveless relationship, feeling like you can't move. You can't go nowhere. You understand? You don't have any family members that can take you in or help you out. This man is only loving his dog. And you are left to help him pay the bills and cook and clean for him. Do you understand? This is the trap that you made for yourself. For yourself. But you're not married to him. The only bond other than the soul tie that you have with him, that only spirituality will help you break. But he definitely is using you. It looks like he's just using you to help with the bills and to clean up his place. Be his little servant. You see? And then he'll do something for you financially as your pay for doing that. But other than that, no, this is not a loving relationship, and I don't think it ever will be. All right? So it's really up to you. You have this power. You have the power to walk out the door. Understand? You have the power to walk out the door. If you're getting your little Social Security, and you have a part-time job, You could probably find yourself a little place that you could afford and then go and sue him for your part of that home. Okay? Leave him, and hopefully you can find you a pro bono lawyer to sue him to get your part of that deed. You get that money and then start over. That's what I would do. I wouldn't stay there with him and he and his dog. If it's as bad as you say it is, I wouldn't do it anymore. You've been doing it for 7 years, so you're going to do it for 7 more years. Now since you bought a home, that's like a 20, 30-year investment. You're going to spend the next 20, 30 years in this situation? It's free will. It's really up to you to decide what you want to do. Now, I've told you what I would do, but it's your decision to ride this out, because he's never going to change. If that's what you're waiting on, you can forget it. Why should he? Not going to change. You understand? But you say that he's never given you any indication that there's another woman involved. That could be true. Maybe at this point, I don't know. You didn't say how old he was, did you? And that makes a difference, because if he's a younger man, he's just slick enough that you don't know that he's with another woman or another man. But if he's an older guy, you understand? If he's an older man, maybe he's just not interested in affection with women. Now, I'm sure that he was affectionate with you in the beginning, or you never would have been with him. You understand? So he lured you in with some kind of affection just to get you involved. And now, here we are, 7 years, no love. My advice to you, leave him, sue him for your part in the house, and start over. Okay? With you, you can tell him that you no longer want to be with him. If he'll buy you out, you can mention it to him just to see where he is with that. Okay? Just to see where he is with that. All right? And he may just give you the money to move out. Okay? But you need to start over for your better good. Okay, I hope that you understand that message, and I really hope it helps. All right, we got one more letter here, and I think we can have time to get through. Another young lady. All right. Okay, she's saying, what is your opinion? Example. You and your ex-husband now started going to this church for about 4 years. Just about everyone knows you all at church. Well, if you're going to a church for 4 years, I guess they probably do know you. You and him were active in the church. That you guys were married also. Okay. Even the pastor, deacons, and just about everyone in the church knew that you were married. Okay. You and your ex-husband now started going through some family problems. One of the biggest problems between you and your ex is when your ex-husband moves one of his family members in your home without discussing it with you. A few weeks after he moved in his family member, he got a very cold heart against you. I guess because you don't want the family member there. Maybe that's why A month later, he filed for divorce. Your husband, your ex-husband, after a month of moving the family member in your home, he filed for a divorce. I don't see the connection, but I guess you're going to tell us as we go along. You and him were still going to the same church, but not together. Some people knew that you and him were getting a divorce, even the pastor. Pastor never asked to speak to you and him. After the divorce, about 8 months later, your ex-husband started dating another lady in the same church. He probably had his eyes on this other lady when he was still with you. You understand? But now, 8 months later, now he's openly dating her in the church where you all go to the same church. 5 months after the ex dated this lady, he married her. What is your opinion on the pastor marrying your ex and his new lady at the same church? Okay. Number one, I think you need to leave that church. Because they don't sound like a decent bunch if you ask me my opinion. Okay? Now, I'm not churchy. I can tell you that right now. Although I was raised, practically born right there on the church pew. My dad was a bishop, so I know how these church people work. Okay? The thing about it is, the whole situation is disgusting. Okay? The church, the deacon, especially your pastor, the deacon, they knew. He had probably already told them about leaving you. You understand? But your pastor is not decent because he never brought y'all in for counseling. Isn't that part of what they're supposed to do, being the pastor? To bring the parishioners in for counseling when they're having some kind of family difficulty? That's why I say you need to leave this church. Because number one, they're not even servicing you as being a member of the church. Where's your service? Okay. This pastor had the nerve to marry your ex-husband to another lady member in the church that you are a member of. What kind of nonsense is that? Leave these people. To me, it sounds evil. I'm going to tell you. To me, it sounds evil. That's not holy. That's not holy at all. Understand? For them to treat you this way. You understand? To disrespect you. And I'm going to say the whole church. Disrespect you in this way. You need to leave that church and never go back. And your ex-husband, I wouldn't ever talk to him again. Period. Block him right out of your life. Okay? But you need to heal. I'll go back to it. Anytime you go through any kind of traumatic experience in your life, you must heal from it. Because if you don't, you're going to repeat it with somebody else. You'll repeat the same scenario with someone else if you don't heal from this experience. And it's going to take you some time. You understand? First, you're going to ask the divine for healing so that you won't feel so depressed and sad about, what was done to you and all of disrespect and all of this. You understand? And these people in this church, I would not communicate with any of them ever again. Period. Your husband took you into a den of snakes. And you need to flee from that and never look back. But you need to get on your spiritual path to heal yourself first and to ascend. You understand? Move forward with your life. Don't let this stop you dead in your tracks and be sad and be hurt for the rest of your life. Don't do it. Heal from it. And then move forward to happiness and satisfaction. And you will get it if you hop right on your spiritual path. And again, go to the description and you'll see a link that says how to start your spiritual awakening. And that's what you want. You want that. Because you were definitely in a loveless marriage too. A loveless relationship. Because if this man loved you, if your ex-husband, think about it. If your ex-husband truly loved you, he never would have done this. He never would have disrespected you like this. Now, I know There are some people, you fall in love with somebody and then over time you change, you grow. That person didn't grow with you and you feel like you don't love them anymore. You could love somebody else. When that happens, there are ways to handle those situations. You understand? You don't blatantly disrespect the person that you used to love because you don't love them anymore. You be respectful. You understand? If you need to break a relationship, you be respectful in the way that you handle it. You don't do this. Now see, I'm going to tell you, when men cheat, they're going to cheat with somebody that's right there in their face. They don't go far. They're going to cheat with a neighbor, your best friend, somebody that's easy accessible. That's who they cheat with. And I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty sure your ex-husband was probably cheating on you with that woman before he divorced you. That's why he filed for a divorce, because he already knew that was a sure thing over there. You understand? But he'll do the same thing to her that he did to you, because that's the type of person that he is. You see, a lot of times we're deceived by a person who goes to church, who is quote unquote religious. Okay? These people do the worst dirt, the very worst dirt, and they hide behind religion to do it. And that's why many of us are deceived and confused by these actions. You understand? But through your spiritual journey, all of this can be cleared up. You can let this go like it never happened and start your life over again. Okay? But I hope that you understand the message today, that you really need to leave them and not look back. Okay? People, ladies, if you find yourself in a loveless relationship, leave it without question. And this is why I tell you to be financially independent, so that you can flee at will. At will. You don't have to ask nobody, can I come over here and stay because I don't have nowhere to go? You don't have to borrow no money because you don't have any money. You see? Ladies, work on yourself before you even get into these hairy relationships. Work on your financial independence. Work on your self-esteem and your self-worth. And build your own empire. And quit looking for a man to place you in his empire. You understand? Quit looking for that. Quit looking for that. Build your own. And then you're in control of your own. And nobody can tell you what to do with it or how to do it or anything. You are in charge. Okay? So if anything in your reality is not right, remember, you have created it. And it's up to you to leave it and start over. So I hope that you understand the message today. And I really hope it helps. Now, those of you who have questions that you would like for me to answer, here is the link. Send your questions to MissFayesWorld@hotmail.com. That's MissFayesWorld@hotmail.com. And try to keep your letters to one page. Just summarize your situation and ask the question. And if you prefer that I answer your question privately through the email, just put it at the very top of your email and I will comply. I want to thank you all for supporting this channel. And thank you all for your comments and your letters. And a special thank you for those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.